Lullaby speaks for itself. It's just a gorgeous song. It's the last bit of breathing room before the final track. And the sample at the beginning gets me. Too nice.
This was a song that James had demoed very, very early on.
This song is heavily inspired by Robert Glasper. I was working on a project with a female artist at Berklee, and I wrote this. That project didn't end up panning out, so I brought it to a rehearsal one day. I was just like shedding over it. It was kind of funny. Everyone kind of trickled into rehearsal one at a time, and then each person started playing along to it, and then we were like, oh, I think we have something here. And the really cool thing that I like about this that Sam did with the crank at the beginning, like it's a music box, and then kind of like hearing that melody through the music box and having it fade into, you know, what if that melody was developed into a full band environment.
It's just beautiful. I played Rhodes and piano on this one, and you know, I mentioned a couple times now the intense weekend that we had tracking for this album and how much else we were trying to cram in there.
So we ended up driving all the way to Manchester, New Hampshire to pick up a Fender Rhodes from a friend Dylan's friend Sean. They play in a band together called Arrowhead. They're sick. Go check them out. And we brought that to Boston to record at the same time that we tracked live piano. And we ended up bringing it all the way up those stairs because there's no elevator there and not tracking a single thing. We actually had to bring it back to James's apartment and record because we didn't have time.
And the Rhodes tracking, like, you know, we'd take a nap and wake up, or Sam just wouldn't sleep because he'd be trying to comp together things that I just did. James had stumbled out of bed and he had to play a gig some morning and he was in rough shape.
Oh God.
And so Sam and I just like started tracking Rhodes, and I think that's when we did this song. I think Lullaby was like when we were both just longing for blissful slumber. Because this was a song I did not heard or received any materials to record for this song before arriving in Boston. So they were like, hey, can you just like listen to this song a bunch of times and then like play some Rhodes? So I did my best.
I used the Steve Ferrone snare in this song. Great choice, because I was super into Robert Glasper. Chris Dave was the drummer, and he used a lot of low-tune, big, thick snares, which is what we had for this.
Which just totally changed the vibe for the song. Until like about halfway through, he switches back to the Chad Smith signature with the big old wood hoops. There's a couple moments in here, too, that you can hear more of our buddy Dylan Vadakin, who tracked a lot of vibraphone parts. There's a handful of melodies in here that are from other songs as well.
One of the melodies from Tornado, which is my favorite melody that I wrote for the album, is referenced in Lullaby.
They're like brother and sister songs in a way.
Because Lullaby is supposed to kind of go directly into Tornado, which is the last song.
James really kills it when he comes to like simple melody writing. The guitar solo, or the guitar melodies in the second half of the song, like each one was only done in like a couple takes. Those were recorded like way back in the 2014, 2015, and they have their own feel, and I didn't want to just like redo it just for the sake of it sounding better. It's a cool snapshot of my playing a few years ago compared to like some of the other solos that are a bit more recent. I can't wait to actually see this in a more visual way because
and then at the end, it's like a very dynamic ride of.
And there's the end part, which is just like thumping, almost like a heartbeat, just really just driving into you.
We played this song live on our 2014 tour, and everyone really liked it. So I imagine we'll continue to play it. It just shows that we're not a one-trick pony band. We don't just write metal bangers.
We played it live a bunch, and it really allows to really like go at it live. I usually sit in the corner and smile and just jam out with them.
we played this at a show in Boston in 2014, and that was like one of the highlights of that show, I think, too.
Love this song. Super fun to play. We can bounce ideas off each other. Like, we'll never play this song the same way that it's on the album, because the song is supposed to be a conversation. It's supposed to be like, all right, Sam's gonna play something. Ooh, I like that. I'm gonna contribute to that.
Overall, I guess it's just a heavy lullaby for your kids. Play it for them. I'm sure they'll love it.
It's just nice. You know, you don't need me to say anything. Just listen to it. It's nice.
I'm not on it, so I don't have much to say. Winnie the Pooh is on it, though. He got the job. But I didn't.
How does he find the one, dude? I don't. Jesus.
I feel like there was one. I don't remember, but I feel like there was one time where I had something really good, and then I finished like 4 bars too early. You know? So.